extension of time, the duration of the sales tax exemption to them. The Bluestone Way project is well into construction with majority of roads and other civil work now completed on site, and the team is actively pouring concrete foundations and installing the underground electrical collection system. Despite rainy summers, they intend to remain on schedule with a forecast rate set to curtail many activities pending winter on site, and a planned restart of all activities on site in March or April of 2022. On schedule to bring the project into commercial operation late Q3 2022 as planned. Some of those outstanding activities on site, such as the procurement and installation of wind turbines, are exempt from sales tax, while others benefit from the exemption that was granted by the agency on December 29th of 2020. Although they expect to complete the majority of non-exempt activities by the end of 2021, they do expect that some of those activities will span into 2022. Therefore, they are requesting a 1-year extension to their sales tax exemption, which is now scheduled to expire on December 29, 2021. We have received their letter and appropriate fees, so the action by governance to recommend to the board for an extension.
Is there any discussion or questions for Stacy? Entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Jim, second.
Brian motion, Jim second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Abstention.
One abstention? Motion is carried. The next item on our agenda was regarding a mortgage tax exemption increase. There's a change in that, I believe. Stacy, do you want to address that?
Yeah, yes, I would. Thank you, Mayor. I would actually like to request to withdraw that action, or that resolution, excuse me, for the purposes that over the course of the last 72 hours, myself and Council Joe Mayer have worked with Policy Development and their council to put final closing documents together for this project, which means they are foregoing the request for the additional $45,454 in additional mortgage recording tax so that they can close the project on schedule. They have a closing scheduled for 2 o'clock, actually, as we speak today, which will enable them to begin a more continuing their construction, and I think right now they're doing a lot of the ground, still asbestos and groundwork, site development work. Joe, I don't know if there's anything you want to add, but we're happy to answer any questions.
Well, just that we came up with a solution that allowed them to close and take advantage of the initial mortgage tax exemption that was granted by the agency, previously approved by the agency.
Did that?
And I ran this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, I'm confused. So did they get the extent? Did they get the increased amount?
No, they withdrew the request for the additional $45,000 so that they could close on schedule. So we did sign closing documents this morning so they can meet their closing deadline.
Okay. So Joe, what were you referring to that you ran it by John? What was that? What was that issue?
Janet?
Or you said
I'm sorry, I didn't.
You were just trying to say you
No, I
ran
didn't
it.
work with. No, well, I ran the issue by the county attorney, and he agreed with me that the clerk would not recognize a partial mortgage tax exemption. So what we did was to split the mortgages in two, one in the initial amount, and then they have an additional mortgage which isn't covered by the exemption, and they're going to pay the tax. So it's a series of two exchanges, two documents. And then they'll do what we call a SEMA consolidation extension modification agreement to bind the two into one mortgage. It's just a workaround the issue that the
Okay. Is there any questions for Joe on this? Okay. Okay, we'll move on. At this point, looking for a motion to move into executive session.
Jim, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, at this time, we'll move into executive session.
Okay, we are going to remove from executive session anyone otherwise not intended to be here in this discussion, so just give us a moment. I think there's
This is
only, that's Joe. Yeah, that's Joe. So right there. And right there. So give us just a moment. Button waiting. Keep scrolling down. Okay.
Okay.
I think we're good. Okay. We're all set.
Oh, wait. Oh, we don't want Dan Crocker in the waiting room.
No, we need Dan. Crocker here.
Hold on.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Wait, let me just
We have
stand.
to let Dan Crocker back in. We accidentally
I don't know how that happened.
popped him into the
I don't think I
waiting
did.
room. Well, thank you all for making time to join us in this executive session today. I want to give you a little bit of context and background before you.
Wait.
start
Still
recording,
recording,
right?
Still recording.
Oh,
Yeah, hold on. I can only, hold on.
sorry.
I thought I saw somebody else in here. Yeah. Yeah.
Recording stopped.
Thank
And I
you.
assume we're not streaming, that's been stopped as well.
Guys, get me out here. I can't do everything.